What is up, guys? Dzeeff here. Early this morning, Konami put out a new notification in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel officially announcing the Limit 1 Festival. This is a really cool idea. We're going to read through this in today's video, but basically this is a festival where every card is limited. There's no semi-limits, there's no unlimits. You can only play one copy of each card in your deck. You still do have the old Forbidden list, of course, and also Konami added some new cards to it. And I gotta say, you guys, I really think that this time around Konami knew what they were doing with the Forbidden list. They banned a bunch of problematic cards that I'm really happy about, so we'll take a look at those in a few moments here. The Limit 1 Festival event will take place during the dates listed below, so the event is going to go from June 16th through June 26th, so we get almost 2 weeks here, and then the time to receive the rewards is June 27th through June 28th. Okay, here we go. Limit 1 Festival, just one card can change your destiny. This event has a special set of rules restricting players to a maximum of one copy of each card in their main deck and extra deck. Some cards will be made unavailable in the interest of game balance, and we'll take a look at that in a few moments here. Please check the event exclusive Forbidden Limited list. Yes, yes, yes. And then we move down. Recommended event rewards. So at 5,500 medals, this is where they put like the cosmetic. We have a Shard of Greed mate. So this is kind of weird to see now because we already have the Pot of Greed mate, and I really can't see people picking this one over that one, but that was like a Duel Pass 1 reward, so maybe people don't have that. But yeah, Shard of Greed, that's kind of funny. Also, if you beat the festival and get 22,000 medals, if you're crazy enough to do that, you do get the title Limit 1 Festival 2022. And then it talks about the Forbidden and Limited list here, but as you will see, and we will switch websites, but they do have every single card in the game listed as limited, which is really funny. So there are currently, what, 10,000 limited cards. How are you ever supposed to take this seriously? So that is every card in the game basically limited. I'm sure that there's some pretty funny memes out here, like Beaver Warrior is limited for some reason. But for the Forbidden cards, you have all of the usual ones plus some new ones. We are going to switch websites here because they just put all of the Forbidden cards here instead of just the new ones, which is always pretty annoying. So give me 1 second. Okay, so here are all of the Forbidden cards that are not normally forbidden, and I think that you guys will see what I'm talking about here. Konami has really picked a good selection of different cards for different types of decks that probably shouldn't have been allowed in the format. So we have, for the first time in a long time, Dynamite Knight is banned. So I think the last time that this card was banned in a festival was all the way back in the Xyz Festival. Correct me if I'm wrong on that though. While this one hit might not seem like a huge deal because obviously True Dracos have had hits in previous events and they were still good, keep in mind here that we are in that limited one format, so the True Draco engine is a lot less consistent if you only have one copy of each of your True Draco cards and if you have no copies of Dynamite. Not to mention, they also banned a bunch of floodgates here: Order, Skill Drain, and Vanity's Emptiness. This is fantastic. I don't know why Konami has not been doing this in past events. Skill Drain is such an annoying card. The True Draco deck is so annoying in all these different festivals, so I'm glad to see Konami is finally listening to the fans and they are banning Skill Drain for this event. Furthermore, we have both Fusion Destiny and Anaconda banned. These cards are obviously very good. I'm not sure how popular Fusion Destiny would have been without Anaconda, but banning Anaconda is a fantastic choice from Konami's perspective. Keep in mind at this point, Anaconda is banned in both the TCG and I believe the OCG format in real life, so hopefully eventually in this game we will see Anaconda banned as well, but at the very least having it banned for this one festival is pretty cool. Anaconda would not really have been good for the spirit of the event because ideally you are playing these really wacky decks with a bunch of one-ofs, but if you have a card like Anaconda in the format, then any two monsters can get you to a boss monster, but luckily without Anaconda and Fusion Destiny you really can't do that. Furthermore, we have number 1 Numeron Gate banned. So Numeron has been a deck that has been good in a variety of formats. It was really good in the Xyz Festival event, obviously. Okay, so I probably would have banned Numeron Network instead of banning this card, but I can understand where Konami is coming from here. Without this card, it is a lot harder to OTK the opponent using Numeron Network. You'll have one less monster, which is a pretty big deal because remember, these monsters gain attack points when they battle, so you definitely will have a much harder time OTKing the opponent. And also keep in mind that without this card, you can't rank up into the Chaos #1 or whatever. So this actually is a bigger hit than it might seem. I'm pretty sure with only 1 copy of Numeron Network and 1 copy of Numeron Calling and 0 copies of this card, people probably aren't going to mess around playing Numeron. We also have number 75, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, getting banned here. This is a very good rank 3 monster that is primarily used in the Rongo combos. This is how you get all of those extra materials on that card. I probably would have just banned Rongo, but this basically is the same thing. Theoretically, a different Rongo deck could be playable in this event, but without Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, it's a lot harder to summon it with a bunch of material. Next up, True King of All Calamities, fantastic ban here. This card is super toxic. It's not legal in the TCG. It probably shouldn't be legal in Master Duel either, but at the very least, it is banned for this event. No big, like, crazy level 9 synchro combos on turn 1 to just lock the opponents out of the game. Next up, we have Helk banned. This is a great ban, of course. Helky Firebacks is a crazy powerful card. Obviously, we've seen in the TCG and I believe the OCG a lot of like random hits for tuners and other link monsters instead of hitting Helk, but in this festival, it seems like they are just hitting the problem card, which is Helky Firebacks, of course. Isolde has been banned as well, so we all know about crazy like warrior combos, and Isolde is usually the cause of those, so now this card is currently banned in this festival. And finally, we have Union Carrier banned, yet another card that uses the main deck in some way. You can see here that the 4 hits to link monsters that Konami did with this festival are all based on link monsters that are link 2s, that are very easy to summon, and have effects that deal with cards in the deck. These are all very powerful cards that Konami has hit here, and I think they did a fantastic job with this ban list. I think that this festival has the potential to be the best festival that Master Duel has ever done before, right up there with the Common and Rare festival. That was definitely a fan favorite, but I think this one is going to be really wacky. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm glad that they left cards in like Orbital Hydrolaner. That card could be pretty fun, and just a lot of random archetype cards are still legal. I'm sure people will build decks that kind of work together, but what I'm most excited about is these decks that are going to be like a bunch of random archetypes that sometimes don't work just because there's a lot of one-ofs. I think it is going to be a really fun time, not to mention that when you have to find a bunch of one-ofs for your deck, you know, maybe the criteria for what cards are good versus what cards are bad changes a bit because you can only play 1 copy of the really powerful cards. There are a lot of archetypes out there that I'm sure will do fine in this festival, but personally, I am most excited about those decks that are going to be a whole bunch of different things coming together into one crazy strategy. Let me know in the comment section below which decks you guys are going to try out in the Limit 1 festival, but that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you later. Goodbye. You know, people make fun of Konami's banning decisions, but at least they know the power of Frog the Jam. It's limited now, and Mushroom Man #2 is limited, which makes a lot of sense to me.